त्रैगुण्यविषया वेदाः निस्त्रैगुण्यो भवार्जुन निर्द्वन्द्वो नित्यसत्त्वस्थो निर्योगक्षेम आत्मवान्.
Hari Om, Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, Shloka 45. Based on Pujya Sri Bananjay Govindacharya's discourse. Gist of the Shloka. Vedas on the superficial level talks about the relationship with three gunas and its effect. O Arjuna, elevate yourself above these three gunas and its effect. Come out of the duality and keep your faith in the Lord. Surrender your well-being to Him and believe in Him. Explanation. So far, Lord Krishna has told us about the results of the wrong and interpretation and being superficial in understanding the Vedas. He now lays out the path as to how to surrender oneself to the Lord and proceed. At the superficial level, the Vedas seem to be talking about worldly matters and relationship with three primary gunas: sattvic, calm, goodness; rajasic, anger and ferociousness; and tamasic, sleep, lethargy, etc. The action of these three gunas in various stages, instances of the life, is what affect us. Everyone has a combination of these in different variable percentage at all times. Only the Lord and Sri Lakshmi are above these gunas. The influence of these gunas is what drives us to think and act at various times. Like a person who wears a colored lens, the world looks different, so does the actions of these gunas. Vedas at the superficial glance gives out knowledge of the various sacrifices like Ashmaveda, Rajasuya, Putrakameshti, etc. for obtaining worldly comforts. People should not stop at this level but trying to dig deeper into the meaning and secret of the Vedas to understand that while these rewards are possible, the inner secret is the knowledge about the Lord and how to obtain mukti using the same Vedic knowledge. We should therefore elevate ourselves from the three gunas and should be Triguna Varjitaru. One should therefore break the three barriers of the gunas and reach out to the Supreme Lord and His knowledge. Only then can the real progress be made. We should at all times remember the Lord's omnipresence is also present inside us. We should surrender to the Lord who is inside along with our soul at all times. When going into and in dhyana state, meditation on Lord, one should still the mind to think about the Lord in a concentrated manner and avoid all other distractions. He should be calm with a strong belief in Lord and dedicate surrender to the mercies of the Lord. One should be peaceful and overcome the three gunas, that is barriers, fences, and reach out to the Supreme. If one studies with his mindset the Vedas, we would realize the Vedas' purport is the sacred knowledge and not necessarily the worldly aspects. One should perform all worships, sacrifices, prayers, etc. with the knowledge that it's a service being done to the Lord, who is the indweller in all. There should be no selfish motives or desires when doing so. Lord, who is omnipresent and omnipotent, would certainly reward such services. After all, who else than the universal Lord can know what we need, at what time, and in what form? Lord, who knows everything, would certainly protect us at all times. It is only our ego or lack of belief which prevents us from elevating ourselves. The process is known as yoga, way forward solution. Otherwise, the entire life is spent trying to obtain material comforts and little of the sacred knowledge. We should therefore be happy with what the Lord has given us and utilize the same to follow His guidance to elevate ourselves. We have to do our bit of duty as given to us all, with a strong belief that the Lord knows the best. Only in this state does mukti happen. This is the state of mind that one should start on the journey towards the Lord. Once this state is reached, we realize that every sacred text, that is Vedas, etc., is only talking about the Lord and nothing else. If we critically analyze, it clearly means that there are two parts, one which is karma, action oriented, and one which is knowledge, jnana oriented. Lord Krishna stresses more on knowledge path. Question arises, why priority is to jnana when one can obtain heaven through performance of karma, actions? Typically, Vedas are told to have three phases: knowledge, jnana, karma, action, and upasana, to meditate, to think of. Lord Krishna tells that Vedas have only one phase. Here is only knowledge. There is only knowledge in the Vedas. Other two can be performed after knowing that right knowledge, which is required to perform them. He elaborates that in the next verses. In the next verse, Hari Om.